When you start your program, you'll be greeted with this screen. Up here, you select your canvas size. And down here, you select your frame rate. I almost always work in 24 frames per second. And the platform type you can just leave as it is. Alright, so this is what the program looks like. To the side here you have your tools. Here you can find your brush tool, your eraser, whatever you need. And to the side here you have your menu settings. Any animation program will have a timeline, and this is what the timeline looks like in Animate CC. Here you have your layers, and here you have your frames. So to create a new layer, you will click this button up here, and you will get a new layer in your layer structure here. If you want to add frames to this layer, you press F5. And as you can see here, I'm adding frames to this drawing. So this here is one long drawing being held for 25 frames. So if I draw something here, it will play for 25 frames. To cut up this drawing into smaller frames, you press F6. So now up here I have a drawing being held for 2 frames. And this is what a drawing being held for 1 frame looks like. So if I animate on these, this is what it will look like. If you want to delete frames, you click Shift F5. If I want to split up this layer into increments of 2 frames, I can right click up here and go to Convert to Frame by Frame Animation and then every other frame. And it will cut up this into increments of 2s. Another important feature of any animation program is the onion skinning. Onion skinning makes you able to see the frames before and after. In Animate CC, you will find your onion skinning up here. If you click this button, you will be able to see the drawings that are before and after the drawing you're on. Like this. And now if I move back, I can see the frames before and after. And I can adjust this and see more or less. If you're familiar with any other Adobe program, you have your basic selection tools up here. So you can draw something and then you can click this one and move it around. And you can also twist and skew it if you want by pressing Q. And then you can pull on these. By pressing Command, I can pull the corners like this. And by holding Option, you can skew your art like this. If you want to fill your art, you can go to the paint bucket tool here and just drop in a color by clicking on it. If you have a lot of layers, you can create folders to sort your layers. To create a folder, you click the folder icon up here, and then you can take these layers and put them in the folder. And you will have a cleaner timeline. Okay, that's it for the basics of Animate CC.